evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Matthew Flinders Hotel. It's today, Friday, the 14th of May. My name is John Macaulay. It's an honour and a pleasure to be your MC for this evening. On behalf of Con and Michael Vukovic, the entire team at Fight Force Promotions, we are promising one huge night of fights, ladies and gentlemen. It is the world title fight. Team Australia taking on Team USA. A huge night of fights as promised. 3 titles will be up for grabs right here in this very ring. In our first of title fights, we've got Tumay, the pocket rocket Hamza, taking on Soceman Hashemi. In our second of our title fights, Team Nguyen taking on Super Sweet Richard Tom. Heath Trivett is back in centering, taking on the Man Mountain, Hamad Alloush. And ladies and gentlemen, semi-main event, Team USA, Remi Singh, fighting crowd favourite, Fight Force's own, the Intimidator, Atonio. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the one we're all waiting for, the man from Mornington Peninsula, Clarke Jr. Gets his chance to fight for the world title up against Cyrus, Washington. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It all starts now. Bout number 1, Tessa versus Atonio.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to a sold-out Matthew Flinders Hotel for Fight Force Team Australia versus Team USA. 9 fights. The card is stacked with the big one, the IKBF F1 world title between Clarke and Cyrus Black Dynamite Washington. All in front of us. I'm Bex Tui, your host. I'll be with you all the way. Stick around and strap in. As she crosses the ropes with her trainers in tow. Pads or not, it's a big deal, and the crowd here is showing their appreciation. As Atonio makes her way to centre ring. What a roar for the local.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to bout number 1 of the evening. 3 by 1 rounds, VAWA rules, flyweight division. Your referee in charge of this contest, Chris Anderson. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, trainer by AP. Wearing white, stripes in purple and red, official weight 50.5 kilograms. She represents Endeavour Hills. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the ring for the train by Ryan Jones, Michael Vukovic at the Steam Gym. Wearing purple shorts, official weight 50.4 kilograms. She represents Flinders. Ladies and gentlemen, the Mauritian magician, Atonio.
Big wave for the crowd, a big moment for the Atonio family.
Make it look good, but it's only exhibition, right?
The ring girl, probably the heaviest person, with due respect, in centre ring at the moment. 3 by 1.5 minute rounds. This one heavily modified kickboxing, of course, with the pads and all. First fight, I believe, for both girls. Here we go, Jessica Moo in the yellow-green top, and Atonio opening up in the purple stripes like a house on fire with the red headgear, flashing her jab out. This often happens in people's first fights. They tend to go at it pretty hard, and then they remember to breathe, and then we'll see a little bit of a settling down period. Both girls looking to chop the leg, very promising, nice and early. Also looking to chop their head. Some good straight shots from Moo. Atonio not fussed, tough, just like her partner, her husband I should say, who will feature in tonight's semi-main event. It's only in 1.5 minutes, and if you think that's not long, try holding your breath while someone kicks the stuffing out of you for 90 seconds and see how you go. Then get a minute's rest and do it all over again. It's fight number 1, Fight Force Promotions. Team Australia v USA, a big right hand from Atonio, but it was as her opponent turned, so the referee just warning her there. Very good strategy with the young fighters. We want to let them know the rules. and the limitations. I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but it's back on in earnest. There can't be long to go in this round. A big start from both girls. As we see Atonio, early doors she wasn't really showing a lot, but she's pressing forward. She's taken what her opponent Mu can do, and she's trying to really push the advantage with the double jab right hand, left and right combinations. Mu's got to learn you can't turn away, otherwise you get hit in the side of the head. She's copping a standing 8 count because she turned away from her opponent, not because she lost her footing. Calls from the Vukovic's in the red corner for Atonio to press forward and hopefully finish it before the bell. She doesn't get the chance. We'll go to the stool. What a wonderful first round of their entire fighting careers from both these girls. Geez, there wasn't a half second where a punch or a kick wasn't being thrown. There's Clarke. We are set to go round 2 of 3. Minute and a half. Jess Mu goes forward with the tattooed midsection and the green gloves on. Caroline Antonio is not going to have any of that. She has been told by her corner to press on from that 8 count she put on her opponent early in the first. Bit of claret coming from the nose of Mu. That won't bother her. Sometimes that fires people up as she sweeps, or indeed inside leg kicks, Atonio, who returns the favour. Both girls getting to sit down early in the second round. Hands up high, don't drop those hands. Will be the call from both corners. And work your way out of corners like that. Atonio showing a massive work rate. Gee, she's in great nick as she presses forward. Mu still bleeding, not too heavily, and luckily it's below the eyes. She's covering up though. She's well aware of the fact that her nose is quite sore. But it's not a good idea to just cover up and stand there. You've got to move to the side. You've got to move laterally, otherwise you just remain in the other person's range, as she's done again there. Both girls showing effects of going so hard in the first round. Mu more so. Atonio looks like she's got plenty left in the tank. She knows these are only 90-second rounds. First fight for both these girls, we need to let you know. So a massive effort. You don't want to sound condescending when you say that, but this is literally amazing stuff. And you'll find that there'll be a massive right hook. Low then high from Atonio. A good finish to round 2. Unofficially, I have Caroline Atonio 2018. Judges won't let me peek over their shoulder. He's got the potential, and we wish him well.
And final round.
Here we go, final round. Atonio in the full purple with the red headgear. I have her ahead, 2018. So 2 points, meaning that the other fighter, Jess Mu, would need a knockdown, and she doesn't look like providing it. She's really covering up because that face of hers is just copping up, pounding. This will get, if Mu doesn't work out of this situation, the referee is well within his rights to call this purely for her own safety. For all fighters, you've got to work or you've got to move, and that's better. She moves laterally, but then she stops and she's getting hit in the side of the head. This will go close as our referee calls a second 8 count for the fight.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Her corner's got to think seriously about chucking in the towel at this stage. It's not going to do her any more good to get continually pounded in the face like that. That's exactly what they do. A smart move there from the guys from IAP. They've been around the block. They know the fight game. And Jess Mu will be back. She started so strongly. But let's face it, no one likes getting hit in the face. And the straight line techniques there from Caroline Atonio proved the difference. Jess Mu, very tough, and the crowd very much appreciates it. And that's one thing, once you've been in the ring once, they can never take it away from you, Jess. Look, I'm starting to sound like a Kevin Costner movie. That's what happens when you give me no one to talk to. I don't make sense.
Ladies and gentlemen, we break from the third round. This fight was ended. Declaring your winner via TKO, the Mauritian magician, Caroline Atonio.
She'll be hoping some of that magic passes off to her beau, Tim, who fights against Remi Singh in our semi-main.
Bout number 2, Mohamed, Hammoud versus Puyet.
Jim. You can hear the crowd. Weighed in at 71, plenty of room for these boys at junior middleweight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to bout number 2 of the evening. This fight brought to you by Kickboxing. Kickboxing rules in the junior middleweight division. The referee in charge of this contest is the first fighting out of the people. Wearing the white shorts with black writing. Official weight 67.7 kilograms. Tonight, he makes his debut. Representing their heights, ladies and gentlemen, Mohamed.
Meadow Heights. Tough part of town, my old stomping ground.
His opponent fighting out of the red corner, trained by Singh and James. Out of the Sting gym, wearing white fat tech shorts, official weight 71 kilograms even. Also making his debut. Representing launching place, Francis Puyet.
Francis Puyet. Looks like he's got a shiner already on the right side of his face, Francis Puyet.
Listen to me at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Okay?
Stay on point here, so that gets recorded. You need to know that.
Get a shot. It looks like he's already been hit. He's got. We'll keep an eye out for that. As Puyet shakes his legs.
Bout number 2.
They're ready to go. Referee Chris Anderson. Here we go. Mohamed Hammoud, Francis Puyet. Commentator's dream. They're both wearing exactly the same coloured clothing and they have exactly the same coloured hair. So I've already forgotten who's who. The Fairtex pants belong to Puyet. I know that much. And the plain white from the Olympic Training Centre is Mohamed Hammoud. I wonder if it's like women. Do they arrive at the venue and go, oh, one of us has to change? That'd be nice. Early days, both men feeling it out for their first fight. They're showing plenty of... Puyet just eats some leather. Plenty of poise. There is that nervous energy, which sometimes comes out in very short, sharp movements. Not the sort of long, rangy stuff you want to be doing early on. Chopping that leg, pushing that jab out. Punch, punch, kick combinations. Very tentative now as they both realise where they are. Puyet misses with a low kick and then we get into an awkward scrap in the side. Just a slip there from Hammoud, and lucky for Puyet there because Hammoud was looking quite good. Moving in with some nice straight line techniques as they circle again. Puyet or Puyet, I'm sorry if I get it wrong, but I don't work for SBS. In the Fairtex shorts and the OTC shorts belong to Mohamed Hammoud. The work rate of both fighters in question. A beautiful chopping right kick and a nice straight right hand from Hammoud there. He tries to chop the leg again. He has been the busier and more effective of the fighters. Puyet just seems to be stuck in first gear. He's dropping those hands and swinging away. Looks more inexperienced than his counterpart from the OTC gym. The corner from OTC just calling for Hammoud to press his advantage as he slips again in the corner. Puyet looks in fantastic physical condition, but he's going to have to let go of those hands if he wants to make any impression on the judges. As we go to the cards, a fairly clear 10-9 round there by my book, unofficially. As we go to our second round, welcome if you've just joined us. It's a DVD, so you can rewind it. This is Fight Force Promotions. Team USA versus Australia. Cyrus Washington has a belt and Les Clarke wants it. We'll be seeing that later on. But this one right here, Mohamed Hammoud in the all-white, who's pressing forward as we speak with his arms flailed out. The Fairtex pants belong to Francis Puyet of the Sting Gym, who started with a bit more intensity, but Mohamed, his corner, has obviously told him that when he works, he's scoring points, so he's doing that. He's looking for that big right overhand right there, as opposed to a left overhand right, as is Puyet, but you can't just do it and leave your hand down, son, because one of these days a left hook's going to come in return, and you're going to have a little nap on the canvas. He tries in earnest, cops a ripping body shot, but you've got to follow it up, and he's going to follow it up. Hammoud, but the tough Puyet fights back. He's not having any of this. Very cagey. Great poker face, but you've got to be first. Some great screaming coming from the corner, that old cliche. You've got to put your opponent off guard. You've got to be the one making the shots, and that's certainly what the call is there, is a good outside leg kick. It's fired off by Francis Puyet, who marches forward. Again, scoring well with that leg kick, Puyet. He's got to keep doing it, and Hammoud getting a little proppy on that leg. No clinch in this, just straight kickboxing. A lot of these guys would come from kickboxing and Muay Thai backgrounds to be looking to go into the grapple. Hamad loads up a big teep, trying to put the belly button through the backbone, as the great Chavello would have said, but it misses its target, and we're back to centre ring. Again, chopping that left leg of Hammoud. That is going to pay dividends from Francis Puyet. Would have liked to have seen more of it in the first round. Both boys getting into a barroom brawl. Not pretty when they've both shown such good technique for beginners. I say that respectfully. They've both been training for quite a while. Much better showing there by Francis Puyet, chopping the leg, and it depends how you score it. If you prefer the kicks, then maybe you can make a case for him.
Back in centre ring.
We're ready to go.
This is the third and final round.
MC John Demicoli calls it. The last 2 minutes these men get to spend in centre ring. Mohamed Hammoud, it is pressing forward, as he has done early in each round. Gets really wound up by his corner and comes out and swings from the fences. But Frank Puyet in the Fairtex shorts there, slightly taller of the two men. Pretty tough, not having on much of it. What he's lacking in, how would I put it? He's lacking in initiative, he's got in heart. He needs to go back to chopping that leg, that left leg of Mohamed Hammoud. There he goes again, but you've got to do it with starch, mate. You've got to be trying to, there we go, that's a better effort. You've got to be trying to snap that leg in half. Seen many a good fighter stopped by leg kicks. The corner of Hammoud calling for straight shots, and they see 1, 2, 3, not really any of them. You've got to throw more than that if you've got to go on the ropes. 4 or 5 or 6, it's not rugby. A minute to go. Referee Chris Anderson lets them know that. Mohamed Hammoud in the OTC shorts and Francis Puyet in the Fairtex shorts, as Hammoud has a bit of a slip. About 30 seconds to go. This is where you've really got to dig deep. Puyet tries to, but he doesn't want to be there. I do apologise to him. I've mispronounced his name for 2/3 of the fight, but that's because I've got it written 3 different ways on 3 different documentations. A great effort from both these boys. Mohamed Hammoud still looking to finish the fight, as is Puyet. Sometimes it takes being told that you've got 20 seconds left and you're kind of behind to really pull out that work rate, as the man from the Sting gym trenches forward again and cops one low, but he's not going to stop for that. Plenty of men would have. Very tough, these two gentlemen, and for their first appearances, amazing fighting. They'll live to learn from this and they'll improve. But another high quality fight for a first bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for these two fighters in centre ring. Mohamed Hammoud, Francis Puyet. After 3 rounds have gone to the judges' scorecard, we have a majority points decision. Your winner, blue corner, Mohamed Hammoud.
As expected, the man from the Olympic Taekwondo Centre, I'm sorry I've called it the Olympic Training Centre a few times there, takes the chocolates, and a very close one for a first fight. Very impressive from both men, and I hope we get to see them again on Fight Sports. Probably on this, on Fight Force Promotions. Let's see what happens next.
Fight number 3, Omar versus Tommy Gun Baker.
Trained by Ando at UMA. Two fights for 1 win, 1 loss, and that one and only win by knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, our following contest brought to you by Enterprises. 3 fights, 2 rounds, kickboxing rules. Anderson. Firstly, flying out of the blue corner, trainer Remo's Fight Club. Wearing black shorts with gold trim. Official weight 71.8 kilograms. A regular 2 fights for 1 win. Representing Atonio, ladies and gentlemen, Omar.
Does he have the hands of Billy? We'll see in just a tick.
His opponent, fighting out of the red corner trade, out of UMA. Wearing blue shorts with gold and black. Official weight 72.8 kilograms. A regular 2 fights, 1 win. Representing Country Valley, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Gun.
I'll get it out of the way early. That is a fabulous mullet. That is an amazing mullet on Tommy Baker. Should add at least 5 kilos to his weigh-in.
Main camera.
Referee Chris Anderson giving them their final instructions, which of course would have included the line, that is a fabulous mullet, Tommy. Here we go, Omar Dib, Tommy Baker. Baker, it is pressing forward early with a high work rate. Good to see, but Dib is covering up and fires some of his own back. This could go early, folks, when blokes start swinging from the fences. Looks like Dib possibly got hurt from one of the rights there of Baker, because he's really, yeah, there we go. There's a little bit of marking under that left eye of Dib. I'm pretty sure he copped a straight right hand from Baker. He just seemed to cover up after copping that one, and he's copped it again. He's going to have to move laterally. Again, he's going to have to move laterally. To the side, mate. To the side. There we go. No, you're standing in front of the bloke and expecting him to stop hitting you. That's exactly what he's here to do. Tommy Baker in the blue trunks. Omar Dib, black and gold. Fires off a leg kick, but just seeming like he doesn't really want to be here at this stage. A little flat. At first I thought he was covering up and looking for his opportunity, but now he's stung into action. A few shots. Moves forward. As Baker says, that didn't really hurt me, mate. You're going to have to do better. I'm sure Dib intends to. Fires off the leg kick, but then covers up. Both men very early in their careers, as Baker cops a whacking right hook, 2 and then nearly a third from Dib, but just keeps coming. It's the power of the mullet, I assure you, in that case. It was blocked by the mullet as they exchange leg kicks. The right hand is working for Omar Dib late in this first round on what it has to be said has been a beautiful leg kick there, has been Tommy Baker's round as he presses forward with the work rate again, but nothing really with starch in it. We'll go to the cards, end of the first. Here we go. Tommy Baker tries just that, but he drops his hands when he does, and Omar Dib says, I'll have a crack at your face. No starch in that right round kick from Tom Baker, and what the gun's got to be careful of is, we just saw there, he drops his hands when he throws the kick. There it is again. So a left hook, overhand right combination as Baker comes in would work beautifully, as the overhand right does there for Dib, because the hands are going down, the head's coming forward. You want to try and go over the top of those diving hands. There he is again, Dib, some very nice hands. Trying to channel his namesake, Billy the Kid. Some of the best hands in the business. Baker gets stung into action and works, but that right leg kick is looking a little lame at this stage. He's worked well when he's pressed forward with his hands, and he should continue to do that. He gets all out of shape when he throws that right leg kick. There we go, press with your hands. Some lovely shots from Tommy Baker as he backs Omar Dib. Just about sitting on my head was Omar Dib right then. Dib's got to go back to that left hook overhand right combination as Baker comes through with that right kick. As much as I've been criticising the the right leg kick to the left leg of Omar Dib from Tommy the Gun Baker. It is paying dividends, if you can see on the telecast shots, just above the thigh there. Very red is Omar Dib as he goes to the stool at the end of round 2. Versus Cyrus Washington's training partner Remi Singh. That's a few fights away. This one, it's Tom Baker and Omar Dib. It opens up as like a house on fire. They've got 120 seconds left to belt the skin out of each other, and they intend to use, well, at this stage, most of them. Baker in the blue. I'm going to call him blue from now on. Blue and gold. Dib in the black and gold. Presses forward with a beautiful left-right combination, but then does nothing after. We're seeing this with a lot of the amateurs. They're very good at the first 2 shots, but then after that, there is no plan. Beautiful high kick. Does Baker go back to terrorising that thigh, that lead thigh of Dib? It worked so well for him in the second round. Every moment he doesn't get kicked in that same spot, Omar Dib is absolutely loving it as he tries to tee off on his opponent's head again. Chris Anderson pulls him apart and says, no hugging, let's fight. The corner of Omar Dib calling him to leg kick. But I dare say that right leg of his is so sore and possibly clotted. And the left leg there, nice and high as well, that it's making it very hard to do so. Whoa. That's the sound of someone crapping themselves as 2 grown men nearly end up in your lap. About a minute to go or so. Omar Dib leans forward in the black and gold. Tommy Baker's corner to call him to press on. He tries some sort of a spinning back fist technique. Sure, that's just tiredness as much as anything. A primal rage in centre ring. Lots of claret. Tommy Baker could start a vineyard with what's coming from his nose. Not long to go. Lots of support for both of these boys from Melbourne and the surrounding areas. Here at the Matthew Flinders Hotel for Fight Force Promotions. The crowd calling them on. Less than 30 seconds to go. It can't be long. There's your answer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we've gone to the judges' scorecards. We have a majority points decision. Your winner, red corner, Tommy.
Well, someone find me a bookie because I'm 2 from 2. A good fight for men of that level of experience. Geez, the work rate was phenomenal. I'm sure once the technical ability comes up to match, these guys are going to be on some crazy shows and some big fights in the future.
Bout number 4, Tessa Ernst versus Claudia, the Professor, Podessor.
Her main hobby. I don't know if an object can be a hobby, but suggests she likes eating, and boy, after weighing in, who doesn't? Looks in great shape. Good to see a man with the profile of Hammer. Costa and his crew make a little room for her, the diminutive girl. And she heads over to occupy the red corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, that number 4 of the evening, proudly brought about Action Sports Performance Impression Wear. 3 fights in rounds, kickboxing rules. In the featherweight division, your referee in charge, Chris Anderson. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, training out of the Hammoud gym. Wearing black shorts with white and silver. Official weight, 61.8 kilograms. She's had 1 fight, 1 win. Representing Ringwood, ladies and gentlemen, Tessa Ernst. And across the ring, her opponent fighting out of the red corner. Trained by has had a 747 fitness. Wearing red shorts with white and black. Official weight 61.5 kilograms. Also unbeaten. 1 fight, 1 win. Representing Springvale, Claudia, the Professor, Podessor. so far is the scenery.
Interesting seeing Tessa Ernst there blessing the ring in traditional Thai style, wearing a mongkong as well. Not normally seen in a kickboxing fight, but of course she would have trained under Hammer in Muay Thai. And Hammer brings some of the best fighters in the world through his gym just up the road. Interesting to see if she kicks more. That's what I've been calling for all night. More of chopping of the leg, the slow start that the Thais are renowned for.
This one's special 3-2s. The Professor, Claudia, Podessor. Tessa Ernst out of the Hammer's gym. The Butcher, Chris Harrington. Mohamed Castanini in the corner. Round one.
Here we go, folks. 3x2 kickboxing. Ernst from Hammer's gym getting backed on the rope. She's in the black trunks with the red top. And Podessor from 747 Fitness. How good am I going? She's in the black top as she presses forward. Although that head is open, I'm sure the Muay Thai style Tessa Ernst was dying to drive a knee up there as she teeps forward. First good teep we've seen of the night, and it's from a 61 kilo female. Nice high kicking, the Muay Thai background coming out, and Ernst there. As Mark Castanini, the Hammer, calls for her to give herself room to employ those straight line techniques and the high kicking. Very limber is Ernst. She looked to fire off that left leg kick again, but pulled it in favour of a straight teep off that right leg. Skids down the rib cage of Podessor, who's just pushing forward. She wants a brawl, and Ernst, very much in Thai style, is just looking to chop away. Very dangerous Claudia Podessor, ducking the head and just charging forward. And very lucky it's not full Thai rules, because she probably would have copped a knee or two to that forehead and be in serious problem. She looks a tough unit though, does Claudia Podessor, and she's got good hands. Long and rangy is Ernst early and through the middle of this first round. As the girls go to the ropes, exchange straight techniques. But again, if you're that close to each other, straight techniques are going to be very difficult to land with any authority. Ernst goes back to what's working for her, and that's the high teep. Anderson Silva style, John Wayne Parr style, that teep straight to the face. She tries to do it again. Anyone in the fight game will tell you it's a great feeling landing a kick on someone's head. I wouldn't know I need a scissor lift in order to do that. Podessor presses forward again. She's relentless with those hands, but she's going to have to stand up straight. Even given the fact that her opponent is slightly taller than her, leaning forward and just throwing your arms out is only going to get you into trouble. 1, 2 of 3. This is fight number 4, 9 in total tonight, or possibly 10. I think one's been added. The 10th one's a cracker, Cyrus Washington from the Contender Asia, multiple world champion. Just putting a belt up there for our very own Clarke to steal. Les looks in great form, saw him earlier tonight, looks $1 million as he always does, bit of a movie star our Les, and he's ready to do the business. He knows that Cyrus is a huge name and he's got to take him, as these two girls here, Tessa Ernst and Claudia Podessor, Ernst in the black shorts, pressing forward. Podessor being told by her corner that she needs to increase her work rate, but again she's getting too... It's good to get inside your opponent when you're the shorter one, but when you get there, you've got to work, and you can't just be pushing forward. It's not NFL, and it's not. Superman punch we see from Tessa Ernst from Hammer's gym. Mark Castanini very proud of that, but still screaming instructions at his charge. He wants her to keep working long and straight. The jab is a good one, and she moves to the side beautifully. A good prospect is Tessa Ernst. 1-2 kick, very good. As Podessor pushes forward, and she really wants to work like a little sewing machine, but she's really tasted a lot of her own blood courtesy of that lead foot from Tessa Ernst, who fires off to the left leg and then a high left round kick followed by a teep straight through the defences. of a very tired Claudia Podessor, who eats a jab on the way in, coming in with her hands down, not working for her twice in a row there. Just chipping away as Ernst from Hammer's gym as she circles around the right side there, staying outside of that right hand from Podessor, and another good round to Tessa Ernst from Hammer's gym in the black trunks. A very exciting prospect. She
5 seconds out, touch gloves, as this is the third and final round.
Here we go, Claudia Podessor in the black top, Tessa Ernst in the red. Now, Podessor would have been told by her corner she needs a stoppage unless all 3 ringside judges are clinically blind. And that's why she's working so hard early. You can't doubt the endeavour of the girl from 747 Fitness. I mean, she has worked hard all night. But it has to be said, her opponent, the tattooed opponent, Tessa Ernst, who collects her with an illegal spinning back fist, has been the more technically savvy and measured of the two. I don't think it really landed. It's a point deduction. She really needs to win this round now. Just Tessa Ernst, a little harsh, I think, for a point deduction. It didn't really land with much venom, and she's shown good technique throughout the rest of the fight. But it does even this one up and make it interestingly. All you got to do is see one of those rounds a different way, and you're a judge, and all of a sudden, Tessa Ernst with a beautiful head kick, and a teep needs to do something. I'll tell you what, whatever the result, I will pay my money to see this girl fight again. She's almost reluctant to pull the trigger after being deducted a point for a one-off spinning back fist. Tries the Superman punch. It worked once. Why not try it again? Big snap. Kicking with bad intentions. A teep to the face. She has clean teeped the mouth guard out of Claudia Podessor. How about that? If that doesn't teach you to keep your hands up, not much will. Poor Claudia Podessor, she has been belted from pillar to post in this fight. She is a tough girl. A very tough girl. Both of these girls yet to face defeat in their fighting careers. Still very young. Tessa Ernst, very measured. She thinks she's got it in the bag. But again, I think we'll see a couple of beautiful kicks from the Hammer's Gym charge. Claudia Podessor getting kicked in the face has made her angry beyond belief as the boys from 747 Fitness call for her to press forward. But she's got to do more than dip the head and just drive the legs. That's okay if it's a ruck and we're 5 metres out, but it's not okay in kick fighting of any nature. Stand tall like your opponent. Move laterally like your opponent.
That's the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to call these 2 fighters, Tessa Ernst, Claudia Podessor. Can I please have a representative from Virus Action? After 3 rounds, we have gone to the judges' scorecards. We have a unanimous points decision. All 3 judges scoring the contest 29-27. Your winner, blue corner, Tessa Ernst.
A shutout to the girl from Hammer's Gym. An amazing performance, and again, Claudia Podessor, absolutely made of stone. Granite. That is a tough way to go through only your 3rd fight and suffer your first loss, but her opponent will go on to bigger and better things, I'm sure, as will Claudia. We look forward to following both their careers.
Bout number 5, the Pocket Rocket. Tonight, Hamza versus Hashemi.
Bring your mind here. All the things you need to do to be successful in this caper we call kickboxing. He needs a step ladder to get over the ropes, but geez, what he lacks in height, he makes up for in just sheer mongrel. Just up the road. I've said that about 8 times. Everywhere's just up the road when you're in Melbourne. Love this wonderful city so much. And Suleiman, the mail on him is that he is as tough as nails. From the Sting gym, of course, the Vukovic's and Michael and all the people up there, they do a good job of turning out tough fighters, particularly smaller kick fighters.
Ladies and gentlemen, following contest brought to you by Richard Special Airs. 4 rounds, F1 rules in the featherweight division. They will be fighting for the IPF Featherweight East Coast title. Road Park, ladies and gentlemen, the Pocket Rocket, Tumay!
There he is, the boy from the fancy part of Broadmeadows. He's got a bit of support around here.
His opponent fighting out of the red corner, training out of the Sting Gym, wearing white tie shorts with black piping. Official weight 60.3 kilograms. He hails from Dandenong, ladies and gentlemen, Suleiman Hashemi!
Hashemi draped in the flag of his native Afghanistan. And as I said, the mail on him is that he is tough, but not only that, oh my God, the bloke, he looks, he takes it so cool, ice water running through his veins.
Your referee charge on this contest with Nations Special Ladies, IKBF Featherweight East Coast title on the line. Solomon Hashemi, Tumay Hamza. Round one.
Round one. IKBF East Coast title. Tumay Hamza in the blue. Shorts, chops the leg of Suleiman Hashemi. And I called him one of the most composed fighters going around, young fighters, Suleiman Hashemi. But early he wants to make a statement, it appears, against Tumay Hamza. Very early in Suleiman's career, but there are big raps on this kid, originally from Afghanistan. Look at him just sitting in behind his gloves. He's copped a few heavy early kicks from the boy from Roxburgh Park, and there's another. It's not going to worry him. Legs like tree trunks on Hashemi. And the pocket rocket in the blue shorts, Tumay Hamza, as always, very well conditioned, well prepared. A real step up in class, with no disrespect to our previous fights. You can see this, that both men measure each other because they know that one slip up could mean the end of the night and missing out on the IKBF East Coast belt. This is the first of 3 titles on tonight. You'd think when I'd say that I'd have them all in front of you. I know the last one obviously is Les Clarke Jr. and Cyrus Washington, but I'll have a look for the other one in just a tick as the boys get tied up in centre ring. Nothing quite hitting its mark as we move through to the latter stages of our first round. Tumay Hamza and Suleiman Hashemi. Hashemi pushing forward with the black anklets. Hamza moves like an absolute jumping spider. He's just so powerful and compact out of that small frame. And there we see it again. Although Hashemi comes forward, the more telling blow being a body kick from Tumay Hamza. He sort of he hops around more than sort of manoeuvring around. He really goes from sort of spot to spot, if you like, in an instant. Doesn't quite have the hands of Zambides, but I'm sure that'll come in what is a very early fight career, Tumay Hamza. The left body kick working well for Hashemi. Hamza tends to turn as he moves away. And that's all. Whoa! A spinning elbow. And a one-point deduction. That floored Tumay Hamza. He is angry. This is a kickboxing fight, and that is as his corner is screaming to him to stay composed. Stay composed and keep your hands up. But Hashemi wants to make hay of the fact that even though he's lost a point, he did just land a spinning back elbow and floor his opponent. A beautiful technique, but illegal in this match. Hamza's hands are up and he's moving well. It's a good sign. His corner have relaxed just a fraction. That must have, geez, they must have been on the edge of their seats there as their charge tries some sort of a spinning heel kick, I think. Not sure. This is heating up. Bit of ill feeling after that illegal technique too. Some really loaded up body shots coming from Tumay Hamza. Why throw a rip when you can throw a rolling body kick? But geez, the kid from Afghanistan, Hashemi, in the black and white shorts, he's tough too. He's throwing some beautiful kicks. really good technician. The Vukovic's have trained him well. Either way, both boys are going to find it hard to walk in the morning. Referee cautioning, Ignatius Misleadis cautioning both fighters, but more importantly, cautioning Hamza against turning his head against his opponent when his opponent's coming forward. You can't expect a bloke to just pull up when he's 3 punches into a 5-punch combo because you've turned your head. Much better round.
Second round. IKBF featherweight, East Coast title. Seconds out.
Here we go. Seconds down.
Round 3.
Round 3 of 4, an unusual distance of this one. Solomon Hashemi presses forward in those silver and black trunks on Tumay Hamza in the blue, red and white. I don't want to call them underpants because I'm sure they've got a real name. Oh, Hamza says, I'll see your illegal elbow on the previous round and raise you a shoulder into the nuts. Both these guys, very good movers. Very impressed with Hashemi, the young bloke who just cops a beautiful rib kick from Hamza. Very impressed with his composure. It was said to us that he was a very composed fighter, but he looks very good. Good on his feet. He's got his eyes open. His hands are up. His guard has been very good. Very good. Tumay Hamza is he's a handful. I mentioned Iron Mike Zambides earlier in his career, certainly. He had that movement. The ability to just fire a whipping round kick off the lead leg like Tumay did on a switch just then. Hashemi gets inside but doesn't really throw anything with any starch. As I say that, he fells his opponent with a sizable kick to what looked like the thigh region. He presses forward again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, again throws an elbow. Not seen by referee Ignatius Misleadis. Must be a difficult thing when you train in Muay Thai to put the elbows away. I know it's frustrated Nathan Corbett on occasion. You just see that opportunity and it's just instinct. A beautiful jumping front kick. Just misses the mark from Soceman Hashemi. If that had connected, we would be collecting Tumay Hamza's head from the next postcode. Again, a technical word from referee Ignatius Misleadis. Something completely different, but something to note. There's been a number of potential point losses, stoppages, etc. in this particular bout, and it's good refereeing by Ignatius Misleadis because he's managed to title.
Shake hands, boys, last round, shake hands. Good luck, good luck. This is the fourth and final round.
This one, just the East Coast title from the IKBF. Tumay Hamza in the blue bounces off the ropes, coming forward with Soceman Hashemi from the Sting gym. He's had an absolute firecracker put under his bonnet as the kid from Afghanistan, and he knows he needs a stoppage to take the strap. Tumay has been around a little longer than that, and he's going to stay off him and look for that straight shot as he does just then. Slips out of the way. A very dangerous young fighter is Soceman Hashemi, and we will see more of him. The pocket rocket. Tumay Hamza, plenty of support for him, and of course Soceman coming from the local gym. There's bus loads for him as well from the Sting gym. Great to see. This is what makes local fight nights, is when two local boys go at it. It's a little David and Goliath, but vindicated in their decision of both coaches to put these guys in the ring against each other, because it has been a technical showcase as Hamza learns another cracking kick to what must be an aching rib section of Soceman. But Soceman, he just keeps coming forward. Just keeps coming forward. He's like Delsum in the old Street Fighter games. He's looking for that straight technique, that big shot. Probably his best shot of the night, earned him a 1-point deduction. A spinning back elbow that felled Hamza in the second. But he hasn't taken a backward step. Sometimes, as I cop a advertising board in my face, sometimes when you cop a 1-point deduction, that can take the wind out of a young fighter, but it hasn't done that here as we got 30 seconds to go for the IKBF East Coast titles. Tumay Hamza in the blue with a really marked up left leg, and a really marked up left leg also on Soceman Hashemi. in the silver and black. This is a cracker fight, and I hope we see it again sometime. As Hashemi and Hamza both mature throughout their kickboxing careers. That's a slip. It was a kickboxing version of a cricket crowd catch, that one. Hamza slipped on his backside just as his opponent extended a straight right hand. Well, you'd have to see that one, particularly with the point deduction going the way of Tumay Hamza, but he didn't have it all his own way, you've got to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we've gone to the judges' scorecards. Our first judge scored the contest 37-38, blue corner. Our second judge scored the contest 38-39, red corner.
One judge apiece. Hamza in the blue corner.
Our third judge scored the contest 37-39, declaring your winner and new IKBF East Coast champion, red corner.
Oh! I've got to say I didn't see it that way.
Your IKBF East Coast champion, ladies and gentlemen, Soceman, Hashemi. Round of applause, guys, for the pocket rocket Tumay Hamza. He's the young fighter.
Even with the point deduction.
No, you.
Interesting.
Fight number 6, Ben the Tiger White versus Asif Mousawi.
Here comes the Tiger.
Your referee in charge, Ignatius Miscellaneous. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Jarhead Side, and the William Street Gym. Wearing red rebellion shorts. Official weight 66.6 kilograms. Representing Long Turner South, ladies and gentlemen, Ben the Tiger White.
There he is.
Across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, trained at the Singh Gym. Wearing black shorts with white and red. Official weight 65.2 kilograms. Representing Canada, ladies and gentlemen, Asif Mousawi.
Another of the Afghani fighters fighting out of the Sting Gym. Mousawi. And if he's anything like his countryman we saw in the last fight, well, this is going to be a good one. Very sharp the hands, we're told. My spies tell me. Mousawi's hand. But just been informed that this one is full tie rules, which means all the good stuff, with no disrespect to my kickboxing counterparts. Elbows, knees, etc., etc. This is going to be interesting. 3x2 though, so they don't have a lot of time to chop the legs and set up the elbows on the inside. Interesting to see what sort of pace this one takes. A 3x2 fight with two guys who can whack. Do they open up hard? Either way, it's going to be a good one. Mousawi in the black. White in the red shorts. Both kicking early again. Straight away we see the difference in style between a Thai fighter and a traditional kickboxer, with both standing at range and trying to chop the lead legs early. So it's about to explain to people on a fight DVD how to fight. I'm not going to do that. Why change now? Ben Tiger White starting at a reasonable pace, it's fair to be said. The boy from Rebellion, he looks a lot bigger than his opponent, but again, Mousawi, the Afghani fighter, who's trained locally, looks very composed. I don't want to go so far as to suggest that it's a national trait, but Hashemi, the Afghani we saw previously, was also very relaxed. The William Street boys, Sainaji of Rebellion fame, applauding that high kick from their charge. The boys from the William Street Gym calling for a leg kick, which White obliges with, and then a high kick. The elbows fly early and in the middle. Stalemate, this fight. It's one of those fights where you can tell something's going to happen. Either the bell's going to happen or someone's going to land a shot. They're both fairly large boys and elbows are on the menu. As Tiger White, that's Ben White in the red, ties up in the first clinch we've seen all evening. And we go to the judges for a round.
Asif Mousawi versus Tiger White. Seconds out.
Round two of the scheduled 3 full tie rules. Ben White in the red shorts and Asif Mousawi from the Sting Gym in the black shorts. You could make a case for White winning that first round. Fairly close, but he had the cleaner kicking. Mousawi tries to do some clean kicking of his own. All scores, of course, this one reminding you, full tie rules. So the kicking, grappling, and elbows like that one from White, they score very highly. Mousawi just hasn't seemed to get into gear. I think it's fair to be said. Both men yet to really open the tabs. White just chipping away, very Thai-styled in the fight, and the fact that he's just building up to a crescendo, which hopefully we'll see towards the end of this and into the final round. Mousawi very measured. Just watching that kick whiz past his face as he comes forward. 2 and 3 shots, but he's just knocked off balance. A good kick on the way in, or a good little check on the way in from Tiger White. He's got to start getting busy, just the man in the black trunks from Afghanistan, because White's just accumulate at this stage, and he accumulates again. But at least you can make a case that Asif Mousawi in the black shorts is picking his shots. Nice little chop to the inside leg there as well. Backed it up again. You've got to hit that same spot. There it is for a third time. Would have liked to have seen that earlier. Perhaps just coming out of his shell, the man in the black trunks. White doing a great job of using long straight techniques to keep his opponent out of range. Very tall Ben White, very long legs. This one really yet to take off. Here we go, there's one round, there's 2 minutes for someone to make a claim for this fight. Asif Mousawi in the black, Ben White from William Street Gym in the red. They both come forward. 120 seconds and ticking. White's the first one to fire off a salvo, a ripping right body kick, but that's not going to be enough to sway the judges. Mousawi wants blood and he presses forward. He's had success with the elbow on the inside and he's looking to land another, and there it is. And a beautiful uppercut as well. Uppercut elbow landed from Mousawi, but White's not phased. He's going back to the game plan. The body kick working beautifully for Tiger White, but Mousawi putting him off guard with a nice inside thigh kick there. He tries to do it again. White parries that and forces the man in the black off balance. Interesting to see, well, oh, a big downward elbow from Benny White, but again, the timing is everything. It was a beautiful technique and it landed. If that had just been a little better timed, could have been all over. The interpreter in the corner of the guys from the Sting Gym is calling for their Afghani charge to work. He's got to work. He's got about a minute to finish the fight, because by my count he might be behind on the scorecards. Tiger White knows that, but he doesn't want to leave it up to the judges. He presses forward and knees to the midsection, tries a crossing elbow. He's looking for the downward elbow. It whizzes past the nose of Mousawi, who backs out towards centre ring. Not even enough time to make a cup of tea left for these boys. Mousawi, it's no good to be chopping the inside leg at this stage, mate. You're going to have to fire off some big salvos. You've got to put that man on the canvas. Tiger White, what does he do right now? Does he tie up or does he try and go for the win? The elbow suggests that he's going for the win. I like to see it. About 20 seconds to go. Ben Tiger White in the red. The local boy by way of Afghanistan, Asif Mousawi, very composed, a little tired though it has to be said at this stage. He's got about 5 seconds to do something to change the judge's mind. His corner know that they're screaming, but they may be screaming in vain.
Let's get to that, ladies and gentlemen.
And his corner have their head in their hands momentarily. A smile when their charge turns around, but again a very composed performance.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the judges' scorecards have been collected and counted. After 3 rounds of full-side rules, we've got to the judges' scorecards. We have a unanimous points decision. Your winner, blue corner, Ben the Tiger White.
As expected, I don't know what that was. I just saw a bit of parkour from the from Asif Mousawi. Geez, they got good spirit, the Afghani boys. I hope to see them again. They're champion blokes in the dressing room too.
Fight number 7, Nguyen versus Richard Super Sweet Tom.
In Australia, you will not find, in Australian kickboxing, you will not find.
Ladies and gentlemen, bout number 7 of the evening. We are live at the Matthew Flinders Hotel, Team USA versus Team America. This fight brought to you by Rick Guitarra. 4x2 rounds, F1 rules in the middleweight division. They will be fighting for the IKBF middleweight F1 title. Your referee in charge of the belt holds is three nations facilities. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, trained at the Prestige Gym, wearing all black trunks of his weight, 66.3 kilograms. A perfect fight record, 3 fights, 3 wins, 1 coming by knockout. Representing Port Melbourne, ladies and gentlemen, Nguyen. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out the red corner, trying out of IAP, the Wolf Slayer, wearing black shorts with white and gold. The fish weight 66.7 kilograms. He's the ISKA Control champion. 5 fights, 2 wins, 1 draw. Those 2 wins coming by knockout. Representing Hallam, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Super Sweet Tom.
There he is, the local boy, a favourite. The ISKA Victorian title holder is Richard Tom at his weight. And when he wins, he does lose too, but when he wins by knockout. So this is going to be interesting because Nguyen has a perfect record, as we just heard. 3-0, I believe. Again, we're in a tough situation with both men dressed pretty much exactly the same, but I can tell you Richard Tom's the one with the ankle protection. This is for the F1 title at 66.99, so 67 kilos. It appears under F1 rules you're allowed to knee. If you're not, then both of them have committed multiple infractions early on. As they come together again, Tom throws Nguyen to the ground as Nguyen comes in. Always good to catch your opponent on the way in. Tom ducking the head and coming forward again. And in a fight where knees are allowed, geez, you want to stay out of the way of that. But he's got heavy hands, Richard Tom. He just wears one from Nguyen and it didn't really faze him in the slightest. Very focused, he presses forward. Richard Tom with the shoulder tattoo, Nguyen, the clean skin. A think, from him. Yeah. He's a clean skip. Haven't seen much kicking early on. There's one from Nguyen, and he cops some leather and a kick in return from Tom. And the boys go toe-to-toe into the rope. Referee Ignatius Mislediz pulls them apart. Beautiful putting together of techniques. The punch kick there from Tin Nguyen. Richard Tom just leans into that left leg kick nicely. Very compact, very strong. Again, he fires off that left leg kick. Want to be careful though if you're Richard Tom. He fires that kick and then the hands drop and he stands at an angle in front of his opponent, which means if Nguyen's up to it, a left hook or even just a jab, uppercut, roll over to an overhand right, and Richard could be in all sorts of bother.
Second half.
Round two, Tin Nguyen. Without the ankle guards, Richard Tom has got them on, and a spinning heel kick from Nguyen. Beautiful technique, but Tom shows him an even better one, a straight right to the mush. The second of those two techniques, I would say, causing more damage. Tom has got sleeping pills. For a kid of his size, has sleeping pills in those hands. Very strong as he charges forward and nearly cuts Nguyen in half. Now he's starting to let the hands go. Now we're starting to see how Richard Tom wins his fights. He knocks people out. Tin Nguyen, though, has got all sorts of techniques, but he looks fairly tired for a bloke who's only 30 seconds into his second round. Beautiful straight jab. And again, asking his opponent to respect him on the way in. Tom working very nicely with the outside leg kick there. He'll try it again and he lands it. Beautiful outside thigh kick. 4 or 5, and all of a sudden, that's just starting to bring up a spot on Nguyen's leg, and he's not moving so wonderfully now. So Richard Tom would be well advised, and I'm sure the boys from Sting are telling him to do just that. Keep chopping that leg. There's a fourth and a fifth for the round in a row, and a sixth. Beautiful stuff here from Richard Tom. Nguyen tries to do the same, and tries a spinning back fist, which turns into a spinning back armpit. Because Richard Tom does what you should do in spinning techniques and closes that distance. Get inside your opponent. He's got to press forward. Keep chopping that front leg. Jab, right hand, and beautiful. Chops the leg. Do it again. It's metronomical. Some might say it's boring, but it's the way to win from this situation when there's an error in your opponent's defense. Richard Tom has found it, and he's going to try and kick the thigh of his opponent, Tin Nguyen. Fight number 8 of 10. We go to the judges for a second round. I've got to stop saying that because that infers it's the end of the fight. It's not. The end of that round. Richard Tom doing very well, kicking that outside leg, and I'm sure that's what everyone from IAP is telling him. Interesting. Well, the ice is away. We're into the third round. Richard Tom in the Kings of Combat shorts. Big shout out to Hisham Hanna. Another event coming up later in the year. I'm sure it'll be a blockbuster like the last, with which Richard featured. He presses forward. Tin Nguyen without the ankle protection, and the long pants are perhaps concealing the fact that that left thigh and that right thigh, I should say, that right thigh of Tin Nguyen has copped a lot of punishment. And there it goes again. You know that a fighter is concerned about their leg, their thigh, when they start trying to catch it with a hook. They start trying to catch an incoming kick rather than checking or copping it and countering. Standing 8 count. Standing 8 count here, Richard Tom on the ropes. His team trying to get his attention, and they're saying just go forward and let your hands go, son. Sleeping pills is the call from the team from IAP. But Tin Nguyen is a tough cookie. And he'll continue to kick, don't worry about that, even off a leg that's nearly black up around the thigh. Richard Tom's crew calling for the man with the tats to press forward. He does, but he only offers 2 shots. He's just got to press. Again, chopping that left leg. There's nothing much left. His opponent is gassed. Surely someone in the blue corner has got to be reaching for a towel fairly shortly. Their man looks like he's trying to fight through a giant bucket of glue at the moment. He just looks in slow motion. I said he looked really tired on the stool, and I maintain that. Getting kicked in that spot on the leg just continually has made it labouring for Tin Nguyen to move. And he's really copped a pounding as a result of it. Richard Tom, on the other hand, looks fresh as a daisy as he heads back to his corner.
On July 5th, Rose to Rebellion, sign this team, bringing you Rose to Rebellion, 100% right side.
In his corner, we're asking him to do that, and he was just had his timing off a fraction. Tin Nguyen, on the other hand, he's all sorts of tough.
This is the 4th and final round.
Has to be said, another evenly matched fight. I don't think I've seen a fight tonight that's been one-way traffic. A real credit to the promoters, Fight Force, the Vukovic's. The corner of Tin Nguyen begging for some work rate. They are begging. They're saying just one, just one, just one. Pick your shot, I think is the call. They want him to hang back and just like that land a beautiful snapping right hand. Almost as if Tom's head's made of cement though. Richard didn't blink. Again, there's the one shot that the corner of Tin Nguyen are looking for. They know he doesn't have the capacity. He's gassed, as we say in the fight trade. But he's got it in him to land one big shot. The big heave. The 1 rep maximum, if you like. But Richard Tom is a tough mofo. He's got a minute to go in this one, and he charges forward, and Nguyen has copped some more leather. He's eaten enough leather to start a football factory by Tin Nguyen, but he is still standing, still firing off that one cracker shot that his team wants, and I guess he just wants the bell to come now. Richard Tom is looking to make it 3 knockout wins in total out of 3 wins all up. He's really picked it up for the last 30 seconds. He's working high and low, looking for those hands of Nguyen to drop. He's going to drive a knee through the... Tin Nguyen, it's been called off. Very experienced refereeing there by Ignatius Michelides. There is no point in continuing a contest when one guy is full of beans and the other bloke essentially is knackered.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute and 37 seconds into the final round. Your referee, Ignatius Michelides, put a stop to this contest, declaring your winner and new IPM Victorian World Champion, Richard Super Sweet Tom!
There he is, the man that doesn't stop smiling. I said he's very much like John Wayne Parr.
Bout number 8, the General Hamad Alloush versus Heath, Trivett.
Two big boys. Hamad Alloush, 105, and his opponent even heavier. The man they call the General from Coburg. Trained by Ezra Carey in the Team Ezra gym. As is always the case with men of this stature, a high KO ratio. 9 fights, 7 wins, 6 of them from KOs. Victorian East Coast title holder. He's about to come my way and I'll give you an indication of how big he is. There's a lot of the boy, that's for sure. Very tall. 6'4" in the old scale. 6'4", 6'5". So, the Sting Gym, the Vukovic is the host for this evening. 6'3" and 108 kilos. So let's combine this. We have 12 feet 7 and 213 kilos in centre ring. And that's what they weighed in at. So let's make it 220. Oh boy.
Following contest, brought to you by Adam Jones, 10 years supporting Fight Force Promotions. We thank you so much, Adam Jones. 3 by 2 rounds, kickboxing rules in the super heavyweight division. When the bell tolls, your referee in charge of this contest, Ignatius Mussolini's. Firstly, fighting out of the blue corner, trained by Team Tessa. Wearing black shorts, official weight 104 kilograms even. He is the IKBF Victorian and East Coast champion. An impressive fight record, 9 fights, 7 wins, 6 coming by way of knockout. Representing Coburg, ladies and gentlemen, the General, Hamad. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner, trained out of the Singh gym, official weight 108 kilograms, a record of 3 fights, 3 wins, those 3 coming by knockout. Representing Melbourne, welcoming back the centering, ladies and gentlemen, Heath Trivett. This fight F1 rules. Ignatius in charge, F1 rules. Worlds collide right here. Matthew Flinders Hotel. The big boys in centre ring. Hammoud, Alloush, Heath, Trivett. This fight's going to be a slobber knocker, ladies and gentlemen. Round 1.
Here we go, round 1. Heath Trivett and Hamad Alloush. Heath's got the writing on his shorts. With the family of Hamad just over my right shoulder. Always love when people come to fight nights and yell out, knock him out, as if the guy hadn't considered that as an option. Looks very well conditioned for such a big bloke as Hamad Alloush as he walks towards us. Kickboxing rules this one, and both men just chopping away early, but it's not long before, when you have blokes this big that can hit like this, it's not long before it just opens up into something like this. Alloush is trying to Alloush is trying to force the pace here early and perhaps put a stop to this early as his opponent shies away. It might be a little claret coming from Heath Trivett's nose. He hasn't really returned fire, which tends to suggest that he's either biding his time or he's a bit concerned with his opponent's power as he eats a titanic right hand. An amazing right hand. 105 kilos launching forward. And he's trying to do it again. He's pushing forward. There's Hamad Alloush. Very close to hitting his opponent in the back of the head. There is Alloush, but he's going low and high. He's working, and all Trivett is doing is covering up. As I look across to the Sting gym corner, they are very concerned. They're telling him he's got to start kicking, which he does straight away, but you've got to do it with some intent. Beautiful straight hands. Beautiful straight hands there from Heath Trivett. He needs more of them because the bloke in the blue corner has been dominant this round and finishes with his opponent bouncing off the ropes.
We promise big punching. We promise big action. Seconds out.
Second round of this one. It's fair to say Hamad Alloush, the slightly taller of the two, in the all-black trunks, had the early going, and he's not going to take no for an answer in the second round either. Jeez, the Ignatius Mussolini's a brave man at 5'7", getting in between these two giants. Is that a knee or is that an 8 count? I think he fell as a result of contact, but Ignatius is the best in the business, says it was to the back of the head, and says to Master Alloush, we must fight on. Heath Trivett with the ankle guards on. Not much use though, because he hasn't really done any kicking. They must be there for fashion. As is always the case with the big boys, it develops into a boxing match, really. One of the greatest of all time at this weight and thereabouts. Sam Greco ringside. Must be just a big part of Don Camillo that wants to get up there and have a crack. As Alloush pushes forward, he's going left and right, and all Trivett can do is run away, basically. So Alloush has just got to get Trivett on the ropes, as he's about to do in front of the central commentary position, and just wail away with those big hands. He's got beautiful hands. He tries a spinning back fist. He gets warned by Ignatius Michelides. Only elbows, not spinning back fist. Oh, a big right hand from Hamad Alloush. It's going to be an 8 count for Heath Trivett, but he's still on his knees. I don't think he's going to make it. I would call in his corner to throw in the towel. He's done. He's done. It's amazing how they can get up straight after a count to 10, but geez, Heath Trivett, he copped a lot of punishment from an enormous individual.
1 minute and 50 seconds into the second round. This fight ended, declaring your winner by knockout, the General, Hamad Alloush. Remi Singh versus the Intimidator, Atonio.
Being hosted by the IAP boys, it seems. Or no, it's his actual gym. It's the Dynamite Fitness team. Atonio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event of the evening. This fight brought by Virus Action Sports Performance Compression Gear. Firstly, fighting out of the blue collar trade and the Malaysia Fight Academy. Wearing red and black tie shorts, official weight 74.4 kilograms, the regular 16 fights with 12 wins. Representing New York and the United States of America, ladies and gentlemen, Remi Singh.
Very promising, the young fella. 16 fights, 12 wins.
Fighting out of the red collar trade and the steam team with Ryan Jones and Michael Zuckerman. Wearing the Virus Action Sports Performance Compression Gear, official weight 75.8 kilograms. He's the IKBF Victorian, Commonwealth and World Champion. 29 fights, 25 wins, 1 draw. Fighting coming by knockout, representing Hamza Park. Heath
Atonio, the world champion, the Victorian champion. He's done it all. He's the man in the red corner against a young up-and-comer trained by one of the best in the world.
This fight scheduled 5. Worlds collide. USA versus Australia. Let's make some noise, Melbourne. taking the corner of Remi Singh. We are live, round one.
Here we go, round one. Atonio in the long pants, the tights. Cyrus Washington's young charge, Remi Singh, in the red and black. Interestingly enough, only one ankle guard on. It's a frenetic pace, but nothing really landing. Atonio far more experienced, but some good techniques being put together by young Singh, who almost copped a whipping right hook there from Atonio and lands a beautiful head kick at the end of some hands. Antonio's been through this and then some. Don't you worry. The kid's a South Pacific, Victorian, Commonwealth and world title holder. Singh showing that the reputation of Atonio, which is pretty strong in Australia, hasn't gone across to our friends in the US of A. Is quite happy to stand and trade, both moving quite well. Both corners calling for a very Thai-style fight to chop the legs, but I haven't seen a lot of kicking. There's a chop from Singh and one return from Atonio, who's just stalking forward like a Mike Tyson, just rolling his shoulders, looking for that inside shot. Beautiful hands, a lovely left hook from Atonio, but Singh shrugs it off, sort of walks backward, eyes wide open. The intent's there from Singh, but he just doesn't seem to have the starch of the South Pacific champion. Referee Chris Anderson saying that's your unwarning, no catching the leg. This isn't a Thai fight again. Oh, a beautiful overhand right, stepping in there from Atonio. Again, the bell for Singh. Singh looks a little tired, but geez, he copped some good shots from Atonio there.
Round number two.
Remi Paul Singh from Team USA, New York City, hails from, in the red and black. Pressing forward is Atonio from Hampton Park. It's a lot closer than New York City. Just slips, overcommits on the way through with a right hand there. Singh has the eyes wide open, very Thai style. A tribute to his trainer Cyrus Washington, and a beautiful kick in the back of the in the calf there from Singh. As they press towards the commentary position, big roar from this biased local crowd from Atonio, letting his hands go, and he does it again. He's got vicious hooks, just takes a knee. A lot of people slipping in that corner throughout the fight. Singh being warned not to push his opponent to the ground. Again, putting together some lovely techniques, but just not the starch of those that come from Tim Antonio. Apologise for calling you Tim Antonio, Tim. I know it's Atonio. It's been a long night. But you are putting on one hell of a fight, as is your opponent. It's beautiful to see. Love to see more kicking. Again, Singh already looks tired. You can tell often with Thai fighters and kick fighters how they're feeling by how that front kick comes out. If it comes out with purpose to try and shatter the solar plexus, you know they're on. If it just gets thrown out as Singh eats a right hand, then you know perhaps that they're wishing they were somewhere else, and that certainly is beginning to see the case from Remi Paul Singh as we end round two. Round 3 has started at a frenetic pace as well. You get the feeling Singh in the red and black has come off the stool with the instruction to press the pace because he's behind on the cards. Atonio has a few belts in his collection and a long career. In the black tights, he won't be worried about this early start. This fast start, I should say. Sting again. Big slip from Atonio. Pressing forward is Atonio, and again chopping that outside leg, but the warning again from referee Chris Anderson to Remi Singh that he's not allowed to catch that kick, because of course in Muay Thai what you would look to do is catch the kick and counter or come through and sweep, and that's a technique that he would have practiced time and time again. And again there he goes, he knows he's going to lose a point for sure. When it happens twice in 30 seconds. 1 point off for holding the leg. May have heard it through my microphone. Referee Chris Anderson had no option really. Repeated infractions. Certainly not malicious from Remi Singh, it has to be said. It's just instinctive. Oh, and he goes to catch it again, and you can just see his eyes roll back in his head and say, geez, I really should be doing that. Does something better there though. Works straight, lovely with the jab, and then kicks to the outside and moves to the inside. Geez, he moves really well, does young Remi Singh. Because you can't stand in front of someone like Atonio with those sorts of hands. Fair to say. Here we go, round 4. Remi Singh in the red and black.
Red 4.
And Atonio in the black tights presses forward. He's had the early going as he lands a beautiful overhand right to the mop of Singh. Atonio looks substantially more muscular than his opponent. Very big across the shoulders, and as such uses that as he rolls in, works low and then high with the hooks. He possesses some very good hooks, as Atonio. He wouldn't look out of place in a boxing ring. Again, he's had a point deducted, Remi Singh, and he's being told if he holds the leg again, he may well face a disqualification, and it'll be a sad way for this man's first fight in Australia to go. Come all the way from New York City to have a bit of a brain fart and lose your fight that way. That one to the Jats crackers, unintentional by Atonio. I don't think Remi Paul Singh is too phased. He's just counting them, I think, and rearranging them, and then putting all these ducks in a line, and then we'll get back onto it. Atonio asks on the way in, "Did I hit you?" And Singh says, "No, not at all." Very gentlemanly. A real warrior. Goes to catch the leg again. Interesting though. He's been so adept at catching that leg. You wonder in a Muay Thai situation if Atonio has an issue with retracting that leg at speed. Because you can't leave that shot out there, as he did there, because it'll get caught. Is he telegraphing that kick? If he's telegraphing it long enough for Singh to catch it, then perhaps Singh can look to parry and counter. As Singh unleashes a flurry of hands. Again, looks for the catch, but again, he's got to remember he's not fighting in Thailand. He's at the Matthew Flinders Hotel on a kickboxing show. And he looks stronger now when he lets the hands go. When he goes punch, punch, kick, he moves well to Singh out of the way of a cannon from Atonio. A lot of promise from this young kid, Singh. Just lays on a head kick without much fuss. And a much better effort from the American there. Here we go. again tonight we see a tale of two styles. Atonio, a kickboxer, and Remi Singh, predominantly a Muay Thai fighter in the Thai shorts. And you can see the difference in the styles. The Thai one is a very gradual building and then piecing things together here in the last round. Kickboxer is a little more brutal because they have fewer weapons to work with. Geez, he's lightning quick as Remi Singh, but he cops one, eats two big helpings of leather, and he's decided he has to go now, does Remi Singh in the red and the black. He knows he needs a stoppage. He's a few rounds behind. He's lost every round plus a point deduction for holding the leg. Atonio, though, is not scared of a biffo. He says, I've copped every shot from you, son, and I can take some more. How about another rolling overhand right? That overhand right from Atonio is working a treat, and just as I call it, he does it again. The left hook overhand right. That's what the boys from the Sting gym are calling for. They're saying to press forward, make a statement, show the crowd. Atonio keeps pushing forward, but Singh, ever the warrior, happy to stand back and just ping off with the long shots, long and straight as they close into more of a boxing match. On the inside, Singh is absolutely stuffed, but he is dead set tough, this kid. They don't make him weak out of New York City, and the Big Apple can be very proud of their charge, who at the end of the final round, just effortlessly as I said the word, moves out of the way of an uppercut. That overhand right from Atonio is cocked and he hits it again. He's got to roll over with the left hook afterwards and he'll be in business, I reckon. Overhand right, left hook. But does he have the petrol in the tank? He knows he doesn't have to do any more. But Atonio really wants to. There he is, the money box. Really wanted to put on a show. I was going to say in front of his home crowd, and he certainly did that. Round of applause for Remi Singh from America. A fitting semi-main event. But a massive display of technique from Remi Singh.
We have a unanimous points decision. Your winner, Australia, red corner,
Here we are. Here we're seeing it, the free trade agreement, kickboxing style.
Main event of the evening, Black Dynamite, Cyrus Washington versus Clarke Jr.
The IKBF South Pacific and Victorian title holder. He's got a big smile on his dial usually, but not right now. He is fully focused. He needs to take a name of one of the biggest stars in world kickfighting. In front of his home crowd, he's bitten off a lot. Is it more than he can chew? The next 5 rounds will tell the story. He looks pumped. His dad, Les Sr., ever the cool customer, leans on the ropes in the red corner. What must be going through his mind right now?
Ladies and gentlemen, both warriors have entered the ring, and this is the main event of the evening. Tonight's fight sanctioned by the Victorian Combat Sports Board and the IKBF. Your judges at ringside, Chris Anderson, Con Grievous, and Mark Cook. Your doctors, Naomi Harris and Tara Linton. Your timekeeper, Mr. Tom Davis. And your referee when the bell tolls, Ignatius Wisselides. This fight, brought to you by Nikolakos Transport. Ladies and gentlemen, and now, it's main event time! 5 by 3-minute rounds, F1 rules, in the Florida, official weight 77.1 kilograms. He's the WMF International Champion, the WBC USA Champion, and the WKA World Champion. 82 fights, 60 wins, 1 draw. Fighting out of New York City, Black Dynamite, Cyrus.
There's not much to be said about this man other than he is the business.
Fighting out of the red corner, trained out of the Clarke dojos. Wearing black shorts with white, official weight 79.3 kilograms. He is the IKBF Victorian Champion and the IKBF South Pacific Champion. 18 fights, 16 wins, 13 coming by knockout. He is the pride of Mornington.
Well, reminiscent of welcoming John Wayne Parr in Queensland was that welcoming for the great man, Les Clarke Jr. Here we go, folks. 5 by 3 minute rounds. Les Clarke Jr. in the familiar black trunks. Geez, he hasn't stopped moving since he got in the ring. He is really buzzing with energy. Cyrus Washington, on the other hand, the picture of composure. He could just about take a nap at this point in time, and that's been his trademark throughout his career. He's a cool customer, but come game time, when this bell gets hit, we're about to see something special. Here we go, Clarke versus Washington. Who will be world champion? Will it be the kid? Or will it be Cyrus Washington, who early lands a beautiful head kick to Les Clarke? Les gets back into position, holds his shape nicely and stays away from Washington. Clarke a full half foot larger, taller I should say, than Washington. How will that play out? Good work. Les Clarke moves forward. Cyrus Washington, a big fan of the spinning techniques. I tell you what, he has landed some massive spinning knockouts with every limb of his body. If you want to get on YouTube, you can check some of them out. But at early doors, it's a good sign for Les Clarke. He's not afraid to hit the much more experienced opponent. And sometimes the younger kid can get starstruck. Not Les as he presses forward again. He looks as ever in immaculate conditioning, but just struggling to find his range and his timing. Washington's so relaxed, so experienced that when he hits, it's counting. And he's just starting to roll out of first gear. As Clarke cops under the nuts, counts them and moves forward. He's got to get busy, Les. He can't just stand in front of a man of Cyrus's caliber. There we go. That's more like it. Very strong in the legs is Les Clarke. We know how well he can kick anywhere in the body at any time of any fight, and we'd be interested to see he's got much longer legs than Cyrus. Cyrus's head is a lot closer to Les's heel than vice versa. Les has been working very hard over the last few months on his boxing as well. He wants the world to know that he can throw punches. Loves the 1-2 head kick and then moves in slowly. Washington being told he can't hold, he can't clinch. Very similar to K1 rules, these IKBF F1 rules. Very similar. And they're the rules that Les will have to fight under if he wants to continue in the vein of the great Sam Greco, who sits directly across from me at centre ring. Sam nervously watching on. He's a big fan of Les's. Les is obviously a huge fan of his. But it's been a long first round as Cyrus Washington tastes the heel of Les Clarke, and that's got to do the Aussie a little bit of good for his confidence, but Cyrus picking well with his hands. Les Clarke, though, coming back on the counter, fighting very nicely on the counter is the young Australian. Washington sits back and picks his shots, but then he can't get lazy because Clarke is hitting him from all angles. Beautiful work. Follows up, punch, punch, kick. Again, a bit of a crowd catch there as Washington just slips. I mean, he's only 5'7". He's not really going to be able to stand in that situation. Geez, a busy first round, and Les looked a little nervous, he got a little stymied at times, but on the counter looking very nice. Jeez, couldn't think of too many more you'd rather have in your corner for a word when it comes to kick fighting. Round 2 for the IKBF super middleweight title. Cyrus Washington of Contender Asia fame versus Les Clarke. And this is a case of Les Clarke saying, I want to be a professional fighter. I want to be fair dinkum, and I want to be a world champion. And so he's basically taking anyone. And that's what every great champion does. As he, again, does very well with the high kick. He's using the length of his limbs well. Clarke a good 4 inches taller than Washington, but he doesn't want to get into a trade because the Black Dynamite has sleeping pills in both hands. He doesn't want to trade. He's done very well fighting on the counter, just like this. Moving forward, the spinning kick again from Black Dynamite, who's still really in first gear. But Les Clarke doing well to accumulate points, using the length of his limbs well. High kicking, geez, whizzing past. I think that's a... Cyrus has hit the deck as a result of a kick to the eye. That's got to be a count, surely. Toenail, was he clipped? Most fighters, of course, they clip pretty bare before a fight, but Ignatius Missoulides is just going to check, see if Les Clarke has a long toenail, because of course at that speed across an open eyeball, we're talking some serious stuff. And you know, to the people jeering this in the crowd, I'd like to see them get in and have this. This man is a warrior. This man is a warrior in front of us. He can't see where his corner is. This may well be called off. You don't want to have an issue with your sight. That means you can't defend yourself. Cyrus Washington is claiming a toenail to the eye. If that precludes him from continuing, it'll be a TKO victory to Les Clarke. However, if Les is found to be, I think, in a legal shape, they might be able to take it off him. But Les is standing a good foot or two away from me, and he doesn't look to have long toenails. So we enter a 5-minute break. Whenever there's an unintentional blow, or a case like this where it's not as a result of direct combative contact, then the person who is clearly suffering the injury, as Cyrus is right now, he's in a world of hurt. They have 5 minutes. He's with the doctor. Be interesting to find out from the doctor what's going on. Cyrus doesn't know where he is. Les Clarke impeccably conditioned, just bouncing on the ball of his feet. You may as well give the man a skipping rope. He'll do the 5 minutes with double unders the whole way at this rate. Will be interesting to see how a man like Cyrus reacts like this if it goes further, if it goes on any further. His eye's getting washed out at the moment by the doc, but he looks in a lot of discomfort. And this is a world champion, a former bare knuckle world champion. This is not a bloke who takes a knee because of something light. Moments like this, it's like a fight in a footy match, funnily enough. Moments like this, it's who comes out of this mentally back on task that does better in this occasion, wins this fight. If Cyrus comes out like a wounded bull, stay focused, Les. Les Clarke's corner calling him to stay focused. Cyrus Washington still on his haunches. He can barely open his left eye. Visits the doctor again. In a few years' time, that'll cost him $21. He's been to the doctor 3 times. He's walking around in circles in front of us here. Is Cyrus Washington. The bout has been waved off. waved off a dejected and disconsolate Cyrus Washington, copping a toenail to the eye. Looking forward to seeing what this actually means. Oh, interesting there. If I have it correctly, the referee has said that Cyrus has been disqualified because he didn't allow the physician to check his eye. Why would he do that? I think he was just, he didn't seem himself. He seemed like, that's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
The doctor requested Cyrus a number of times to show his eye, he refused to do so. This has declared
An American
a disqualification to Cyrus Washington. Ladies and gentlemen,
what a really sad way for the champion to leave. What a sad way to end this, but an emotional moment for the Clarkes. What are you doing? Wait, dude, you just totally ruined my head. There he is, the kid, Junior, Les Clarke.
On behalf of Michael Vukovic and Tom Vukovic and the entire team at Fight Force Promotion, we thank you so much for coming to Worlds Collide, Team Australia versus Team USA tonight. Your new world champion, Les Clarke Jr. wins a spectacular result. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled for the next Fight Force show. Stay safe, and we'll see you right back here at Matthew Flinders Hotel.